Imagine having $10 million in your bank account right now. That's probably giving you a 1,200 square foot condo, like middle class in San Francisco. Where do you think your money will take you if you're in a different country? Most people that are watching this video are very successful. You've had a nice exit or you have a really cash flowing business. But the sad truth is, some of you guys still live in San Francisco. Or some of you guys who really want to live in San Francisco. It doesn't make any sense. In my last video, we talked about why the smartest founders are fleeing the valley. You guys kept asking me, where are these people going? Where are they moving to if everyone's fleeing from San Francisco? 3 places. They're moving to Texas, Austin, New York, or London. Listen, I live in London. London's one of the best places in the world. The only issue with London is the weather. Other than the weather that you can get in the Bay Area, London's amazing. A lot of you founders think I have to stay in San Francisco or I have to raise in San Francisco because the VCs are just giving loads of money. But you can go to London, get an iAgency engineer for the quarter of the price you're paying in San Francisco. One of London's biggest startup, 2 of them, Revolut and DeepMind. DeepMind got acquired by Google. It was all built from basically Cambridge, Oxford, Imperial, LSE, PhD students. There's so many top brains in London, especially if you're trying to build an AI company or any type of business. There's so much talent in London. So why would you go to San Francisco to pay someone a 250 package, knowing that in 2 days' time they could easily go to Google, they go to Facebook? Why would you do that? So today we're going to be speaking about the cities that are becoming the new valley, are becoming the new tech hubs. I'm going to break down the exact number that these PR teams don't show you. Why a founder with £5 million in London is living a better quality of life than a founder with £50 million in Palo Alto. The only reason I can have this information is because I'm part of this private community. I don't want to advertise this private community because it's not for the mass. It's really not for the mass. It's only for the very selected people. But in this community, we speak about why people are actually staying in London. It's so funny because the news is always like everyone, all the great entrepreneurs and millionaires and billionaires, all moving to Dubai, all moving to America. They're fleeing London because of the labour tax. That's actually not happening, guys. People are staying in London because it's one of the best cities in the entire world. In the entire world. By the end of this video, you will see the side-by-side maths and taxes and benefits of why people are moving to London and San Francisco. The crime rate in London is high, but the crime rate in San Francisco is higher. It is absolutely crazy. So many people's cars are getting burgled. People are getting mugged. There's so many people. There's more people coming up to you with a needle in their hand than a founder looking for an intro in San Francisco. It's absolutely crazy. I don't know what's happening in that state. Second of all, the taxes are crazy. Why are they punishing successful people? Why are they punishing millionaires, billionaires? In London, yes, you do get taxed relatively high, but you have a better quality of life. The crime rate's not as high as it is in San Francisco. How do I know? Because I'm speaking to these founders. I'm speaking to successful people in London. You can also lay low. There's less media in London than there is in San Francisco. So when you guys are exit your company or you have an extremely high cash flow business, if you want to stay in your shell and not be out there, London's a city where you can do that. London is a city where you can go around, do your day-to-day activity, and no one's going to bother you. San Francisco, I don't think that's the case. Because there's so many wannabe founders now in San Francisco. They're literally everywhere. Let me give you a caveat. Last year, San Francisco still raised $118 billion. That's a lot of money. I'm going to be honest, that's a lot more than London. A lot more than London. A lot more than New York. A lot more than Texas. But the thing is, in this current age, you can still raise money from San Francisco investors and live in London. So I'm not saying London has better VCs or private equity deals or acquisition deals. I'm not saying that. I still believe San Francisco is still up there. However, you can use all these capital of these investors, but still operates in London. You see, I run a private vector community called Wellington. It's not for the masses. The acceptance rate is so low because I just want to curate a room of highly vetted, successful founders. I had a dinner last week and we were just speaking of so many things, and it's so funny because in these videos, yes, I can give you some free gems, but it's not the same thing as being in the midst of multi-millionaires. It's not the same as being in the midst of people who have exited or people who are principal in a VC firm, a high VC firm. You can't get these gems online. If you want to apply, click the link in the description. To be quite frank, you're probably not going to get in, but you can give it a shot. It's crazy because I just think London is one of the best cities in the world. It's so diverse, which is such a benefit because you just get different cultures, different personality, all in the same room with one objection: to make so much money, to build legacy businesses. I feel like London, you have access to all of Europe and you also have access to America. When you're in America, you don't really have access to Europe because a lot of Americans don't even have passports. They never even left the country. But London is so diverse. You can easily take a trip to Spain, to France, to Africa if you really want. Yes, I would say it seems like there's less capex in London compared to San Francisco. When people do invest in your company, they invest in you as well. San Francisco is a vibe where you get these investors, they just throw money at you, but they don't care. They don't want to speak to you until 10 years time where they're asking you, where's my returns? Or you get these investors that every second of you building your company, they're calling you, make decision. British people have complete different personality. They don't really operate like that. All these balloon valuation, you don't get this in London. I guess your ego is not up there by saying you have a unicorn. If you have a company valued £100 million, you'd be rest assured that it's valued at £100 million. That's valued at $800 million. But when it sells, probably like $50 million, like Allbirds. What happens at Allbirds? Now they sold all the rights and all the stuff, they pivoted to AI. How did a shoe company pivot to AI? Like, I don't understand. A lot of stories like that happens in San Francisco more than London. You can fact check me and comment down below if you really want to. It's a very short video, but I just want to let you know that there are other places in the world where you can make money. You don't have to go to San Francisco. In all honesty, I'm not saying San Francisco is a bad place, but I was even watching an interview with someone who was born and bred in San Francisco. They said, in terms of the most beautiful place in America, the most natural landscape and natural scenery, San Francisco is amazing. However, you will get lost in the source. And nowadays, there's so many different trends that people are doing in San Francisco, and it's just like, you don't have to jump on these trends. I see so many people in San Francisco taking ayahuasca. There's a mushroom wave as well in San Francisco. You don't have to do yourself. In all these other countries or these other cities, like London, it's not that big. It's not a big thing. People say that if you want to get less distracted, you just want to focus on yourself and you don't care about status, go to San Francisco. That's not how it is anymore. People are worshipped. Like, there's a handful of investors. If they don't invest in you, you haven't made it in San Francisco. On the contrary, in London, it's not like that. Everyone just wants to build together. Everyone just wants to help each other. No one's really competing like San Francisco. I do understand the thesis behind competition is what brings the next unicorn, the next Elon Musk. I do understand that. However, sometimes it's toxic competition that you don't get in London. You do not get this. I met with so many successful founders in London, like so many. They'll all help each other, even though they're at different stages. They all speak to each other. No one thinks they're better than anyone else. In San Francisco, for you to even speak to someone who's raised from Sequoia, they think they've made it. I'm just like, what? Like, Sequoia is investing like hundreds of founders, and hundreds of them haven't even been successful. They don't have this status arbitrage or this status monopoly in London that you do in San Francisco. So you won't get lost in the source. You will actually be grinding. You will actually be trying to find a moat for your company. which I don't believe you get that in San Francisco, in my humble opinion. Subscribe to this channel for more gems. I give you a little glimpse of what's happening within my community. Subscribe. YouTube algorithm is extremely good. Any video they recommend here, I recommend you to watch.